Today's video is sponsored by ExpressVPN, but more about them later.
Greetings my excellent friends, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Daily Scuba News. Okay, so today I'm not really going to be talking about a specific story. I know, seems a bit weird, but I want to talk to you guys and girls about a certain Netflix show that has inspired a lot of people to open their minds, and it's also off a lot of other people, mainly marine biologists. Of course, I'm talking about Seaspiracy. And before I get into it, everyone has their own opinions, which is awesome. I believe questions should always be asked and we shouldn't take everything on face value. So today I'm just going to kind of be looking at the negative pieces of the story, of the documentary as well, and try to put it all together. Okay, so let's get into it. So when this show first dropped, it was in everyone's social media feeds, from marine lovers like us to Joe Blogs down the road who only got wet when he takes a bath or shower. The message that this documentary pushes is super strong, and that message is that if you eat fish, then you're directly or indirectly harming the environment, contributing to bycatch, slavery, murder, and all the other seedy things that the fishing industry and others that are linked to it get up to. The show certainly showed how corrupt, money grabbing, and how far big fishing companies will go to keep on fishing, and quite frankly how they don't care about some, if not any, of their practices at all. But now the dust has settled on the general public's reaction to the documentary, more and more marine biologists and experts who aren't attached to the fishing industry are now pulling apart the documentary. Okay, so let me talk about some of these negative things that people are saying about Seaspiracy. Again, these aren't my personal views, so don't at me if you don't like what I'm about to say. Okay, so the general feel is that the documentary is too simple. Every chapter, from whales in captivity, plastic pollution, shark fishing to slavery, only touches base on the subject, and it never really does a deep dive. It gives you the view of the core shocking facts, and then it swiftly moves on. Also, due to its simple take on things, it reduces the villain role. Again, from plastic to whaling to fishing to sustainability, it chops and changes throughout the film. And yes, at the end of the film, the fishing industry is the big bad. But if you really think about it, that's also very generic. People who are pointing this out are saying the world isn't just black and white. There's a lot of grey in between. And if you take what Seaspiracy says to heart, then you're possibly going to be doing more damage than good. Experts also say that it doesn't just simplify the overall problem, but how we can deal with bycatch, overfishing, and sustainability. Near the end of the doc, the filmmaker Ali Tabrizi, hopefully I've pronounced that right, says that he will stop eating fish, and that if we want to stop this madness as well, we should also stop eating fish. Again, that's his opinion, which he's allowed to have. But experts say that the world isn't that simple. If we were all to stop eating fish, we can do real life harm to people's history, culture, and livelihoods that aren't attached to the industrial fishing industry. And also as well, by you not eating fish, you could also harm ocean conservation. A lot of people are also stating that the documentary only looked at the negative side of things. It never showcased the people who rely on the ocean, because if they did, their end message would be rather murky. The doc never talks about the positive impacts that people, charities, other fishing companies and groups that are fighting to change and adapt their ways of life or their business practices. But as we all know, negativity is a great seller. So in a nutshell, if not all the negative points about Seaspiracy are the fact that it oversimplifies things and the overall theme is black and white with nothing in between, which really isn't the case.
Being safe and secure online is more important than ever, with more and more companies wanting to get a hold of your information and selling it on to the highest bidder. This is where ExpressVPN comes to the rescue. They have over 3,000 servers in 160 different locations spanning over 94 countries, and this list is growing every single day to help protect your online identity. Their VPN works on Macs, Windows, iOS, Android, and even routers as well. ExpressVPN even works with Netflix to help stream your media content. So say you're a massive Office fan and you live in the United States, you can't actually access that show on Netflix. Well, using ExpressVPN, you can connect to the Netflix in the UK, which has The Office as of recording, so that you can binge watch it for the millionth time. To our viewers, you can get 3 extra months free when you sign up for a 12-month package by clicking the link pinned in the comments. So if you want to stay safe on the internet and watch your favorite streaming shows, then you should consider ExpressVPN. Okay, back to the video.
Okay, so here's my 2 cents. Again, you can totally disagree with me, that's totally fine. Just don't take it personally. These are my thoughts. I'd love to have a discussion about Seaspiracy in the comments below with you guys and girls. Anyway, it's a very well put together documentary and it showcases some amazing points that everyone needs to see. The main reason why it's seen as a simple kind of documentary are 2 main reasons. One, the editing. With any movie or TV show, there's a start, middle and end. You have to get to point to point to point. And by doing this, you do have to sometimes make things streamlined and just hit people with hard, shocking punches, hence why it never really goes into too much depth of a subject. Secondly, the film wasn't made for people who live and breathe marine conservation. It was created for the general public. These are the ones where the shock value will really hit home. And where the structure of the documentary is nice and simple and easy to follow, that will bring more general views to watch the doc. And this is the structure that experts don't like. And I do understand and I do get it. But rather than fighting against something that's already left its mark, we should start thinking about how the filmmakers and Netflix can take it further and put more meat on the bones. And to be honest with you, it's pretty simple. Turn Seaspiracy into a series. So rather than a 10-minute segment about plastic in our oceans in an hour and 40-minute documentary, they can turn it into a 40-minute episode where it will be engaging for Joe Blogs who watch the documentary, but it's filled with deep, informative information to give the viewer the best and correct information. So yeah, use this documentary as a starting point or a foundation to build up with a series that will inform the general public on marine protection, why you should in fact buy fish but keep it local, and other steps that we can all take to save our oceans. And that's it for today. What are your views on Seaspiracy? Did it stop you from eating fish? Let's have a respectful chat about it in the comments. Don't forget to get your questions in for Ask Mark. Just use the hashtag AskMark and we will find your question. If you're missing Daily Deco, then you should definitely go check out the Deco Stop podcast, where Mark and myself have a good old chinwag about all things scuba diving. And the Dive Brief goes live first as a podcast as well on a Wednesday. So yeah, definitely go check out those shows. If you're watching this on Instagram, then why not heart the video and share it in your stories? And to our YouTube family, don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay classy, scuba divers.